Hey there, Speed Gaming. Time for game 2 of this playoff match between Kipp and AceZer0. Once again, we're in the Super Metroid Randomizer multi-category tournament 2022, where we've had 7 rounds of Swiss, and each week was a different selection of settings. And for this match, Kipp had the pick of week 5. Week 5, which is major, minor, full area, and vanilla bosses. So very similar settings.
Yeah, I hope you like full area because you're getting back-to-back games of it tonight. Do you worry at all? Aussie, I think you've probably run a lot more of these area randomizers maybe than I have, but I would worry somewhat about running 2 full areas back-to-back and confusing connections, not remembering where things, like confusing things from the first game and the second game. I'm sure our runners will have no problem with that, but I am already confused with the single seed. I can't imagine doing 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, it's absolutely a thing that happens. Call it seed bleed. It helps if you're like looking at a tracker a lot of the time to decide your movements. But like if you try to just remember where something was, then you could actually be remembering a previous game, and that could be costly.
Yeah, I mean, I've had problems where in the multi-world tournament that I was last in, where I confused like practice seeds that I ran 2 hours before the races with what was going on in the race. So I can't imagine, and there was no area randomization in that. So, hey, we're getting more E-tanks. That's good. This is major minor, so unlike the last race that we have, there's a lot fewer places that kind of the major items, including E-tanks, can be. However, you'll notice there's no count, so they don't get to know how many items are in each area. They just know where they're going to be.
Specific to E-tanks, they're going to be in the major item pool now. So they're going to have a good idea on where to find the E-tanks. Whereas in Countdown, they could have been anywhere. But we are looking for miners. We get supers and missiles to start, so no power bombs early on. And this means BT is going to be a major, and the crab area to the right of ship is open. Because it's still full area randomizer.
Yep, this is one of those rare times where you have to go right after you're done with BT. You don't even have the option to go through Terminator.
Yep. In a normal, like vanilla map, a BT would have a way to break bomb blocks, but that's not required here. So, gonna be surprised what Bomb Trezo is gonna have for us. But they're gonna have a easy kill still with missiles and supers already.
And we do have here a great showcase of the 2 main climb strategies that people employ. There's the right side wall jumps versus the ledge grabs. I think at the top levels they're pretty similar, but different people have different preferences. And some generally what runners will go for is whatever is most consistent for them.
I feel like at the topmost levels they're still like improving the room. By combining those strats and just innovating on it.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so we got Screw Attack. That actually does open up the major check at Gauntlet if they wanted to go check that. And it also allows them to go through Terminator if they'd like to do that. They couldn't go out the back of Gauntlet, however, though, so they'd be going in and then coming all the way back out, and looks like Kipp is turning that option down.
Yep, going to Gauntlet right now. It's not that strong a play. Terminator is a major item, in this case an E-tank, so it's pretty valuable to get this check. And then there's 2 transitions over here compared to the one on the right of the ship area. So more information over here and the major. Green Brintstar.
You know, it was nice in Countdown where it told you the area because those elevator tops, I'm always worried I'm going to get them mixed up because they look very similar.
It's also a great way when learning the modes, like to learn the divisions between areas.
Yeah, I totally agree because I wasn't always sure what people included in which areas, but having that counter up there is nice. And Kip's going to head down to Green Brinstar. Green Brinstar is a rich item area, especially for majors, and I would fully expect AceZer0 to follow right behind him.
Right. This time we know that Waterway is going to have a major, and they don't have Speed Booster yet, once again.
They don't even have bombs to get down there.
Yep, charge also.
Oh, I stand
there's
corrected.
bombs.
The old-fashioned explosives is what we used to use back in the day, uphill both ways. None of these fancy power bombs, just regular old bombs.
Yep, uphill, one bomb on top of the other.
That's right. And both of our runners shooting the item and getting ready to mock ball down and then seeing that it's bombs and knowing that they would like to have that to be able to check this back item, which does indeed hold power bombs. So there's our ammo. We've got, you know, when you've got one of each, that feels good. You know, you're kind of set for being able to get to a lot of the basic places.
Yep, power bombs is also opening up more majors in this run through Green Brinstar. The Edecunes area and the Wave Gate also going to be major locations that you need power bombs for.
Yep.
We see under the Crumble Bridge, one of the blocks was replaced with a shot block, and that's so you don't get stuck under the crumble blocks.
Yeah, you can theoretically, even without explosives, do a quick drop, get the item and get out. But man, is it a bummer to watch a race where somebody soft locks, like because they missed a quick drop or something. Oh, and hey, all right. So last seed, it was like 43 minutes or longer. I don't remember. It was a long time before we found any suit. This seed, we get Varia at 6.5.
Yep, certainly progressing swiftly.
And Ace not even checking that ammo. That is going to save him a little bit of time on Kipp, who did go through that door transition. It was just missiles. So going to save some time there. Catching back up there. Runner's very close right now.
I feel like Major Minor is like the least likely mode to find charge in. It has the most locations where it can be. Where, like countdown, letting you narrow down the count.
Yeah. I mean, I think the one where you find it the most is Chozo, right? Like that's definitely the one where it's I guess the easiest to make sure you find charge. But you know, this strategy, Kipp tends to get a lot more miners than a lot of other players, and you know, I think he's done a lot of research and thought into just the likelihood of finding charge and how much time you end up. Oh man, there's Speed Booster. You end up kind of looking for miners at the end if you didn't find charge. So they will not have to come back for Waterway because they have Speed Booster and bombs right now.
Gonna get to clear out Green Brinstar on this first trip, get all the checks. Ace unfortunately missed the super shot into the wave gate, but that was just an E-tank there, but he's still likely to go back for it. And it's gonna have to farm some supers for that.
Yeah, he's also gonna have to farm some supers to get out to the right because that is a green door at the bottom here.
Yeah, stocking up on ammo early on is pretty helpful. Ammo is going to be useful the entire seed. So Ace more likely to run into situations where he's low on ammo. But they're both just on one super pack right now.
Yeah, and the extra power bomb pack Well, I guess they both have 2 now. I guess it was right there. That's less of a concern when you already have bombs. I mean, it's nice to have 3 so that you can crystal flash and that you don't need ice. But really, that second power bomb pack plays a big role when you don't find bombs. There's just so many routes, and where it's nice to have 6 or 7 power bombs instead of 9. And Ace wanted to give up on farming supers, and then remembers he needs one to get out, so he's going to go back and farm some more. There, he does get one, and I think he's going to give up on Wavegate. And I don't mind that at all. That farm would be really slow.
It feels really bad to like go for it, miss the shot, and then just have to completely give up on it. But it is just an E-tank, and that's completely fine to miss. Oh, early Kraid's lair too.
And you know, because this is vanilla bosses, Kipp knows he can just go ahead and get these 2 items and pick them up. This is a very the seed is apologizing, I think, for the last one, and giving them so far a pretty linear kind of path here. Putting Kraid here, letting you kill him just kind of on your way down through Green Hills. That said, I think what AceZer0 would like is a not linear seed. I think if it's a straight line from beginning to end, Kipp's movement advantage is going to be pretty tough to overcome. What AceZer0 wants is a little bit more branching paths where he can make some plays and get some advantage that way.
So far, it's been really friendly, giving them really the best areas, one after another. But eventually, it's going to start becoming area randomizer and really mix it up.
We didn't accidentally do there's like a path randomizer or a route randomizer, right? Like we didn't accidentally do that for this seed, did we?
It'd be fun if we had.
I still think one of these times for the finals of some randomizer tournament, somebody should just slip in a vanilla seed and see how long it takes the runners to notice.
Surely they can make it at least pass through all the criteria checks. Having no idea.
But let's say you're running a seed that appears to be a randomizer seed, but everything so far is in its vanilla location. Like, at what point do you just say, I'm gonna assume everything's vanilla? Or you know, it's like that thing where you take a test when you're in high school and it's like, there's been 8 trues in a row. Like, this doesn't make sense. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how long it would take me. Like, you can go pretty far. Like, reserves and E-tanks aren't surprising to see. Hey, look, vanilla E-tank in Kraid's warehouse. A very healthy seed. Early Varia and healthy.
Yeah, and especially with Screw Attack is going to make, you know, they don't even need this much health for a lot of it. And we get to see another connection finally. Oh, on the next door. And Ace is going to go back to get this Wavegate check. I know it kind of is disappointing to leave items behind. But I kind of feel like with as linear as this seed has been, that it might have just been better for him to be like, well, I hope that's an E-tank, and move on. Of course, it's easy for me to say that, knowing that it's an E-tank, but it's quite a bit to go back for, unless you're going to be going all the way back for another connection or something, which I can't imagine he is.
It's pretty early on to give up on like a beam or a movement item. They get a lot of value over the entire seed. And I think it's still pretty early on to like say that you have to make a play here, that type of decision.
And this was just a big loop back to criteria, oddly enough.
Yeah, they could have gone down there early on to start the seed, but wouldn't have worked out too well with Upper Norfair, and that was before Varia. Now we're into Red Burn Star, and that means many, many branching paths. We're already seeing Ace go to the right in Upper Norfair. This is up to Wave Beam. So, diversion.
What do you think of an early X-ray check here in Major Minor?
Hey, Charge Beam. I like making the early X-ray check, and then having various suit. It's always safe to do. But in Major Minor, it's a little more likely to have an E-tank, and then just be time sink. I think that's time that Kipp could afford to spend the...
Yeah, it could definitely pay off big, and it does look like he's prepping to do just that, turning off Speed Booster and Screw Attack so that he can do the early X-ray check. There is Ace finding Spring Ball again over at Wave.
Already preparing for late game. Knows where the seed is going.
Oh no. And luckily, Kipp has bombs, so can do a backup here. Getting grabbed by that Yapping Maw and dropping in a power bomb to clear things out as he goes is very cool. But obviously, his intended route there was to run and jump and deep boost off of one of the waivers. And unfortunately got grabbed by the Yapping Maw, and so couldn't do that. But luckily has bombs. Without bombs, he wouldn't have any way up here. I don't think you can make that jump.
Nope. Needs bombs to get up here. Worth noting that Kipp was facing the wrong way the first time up, and there's a little bit of delay when turning around, even as ball form.
And does get up. I know, yeah, he's very happy about that. Quite excited to have made that. And gets an energy tank for his trouble.
Yeah, it costs a little bit more time than he would have liked, but does get through it.
And Seed still being very stingy on supers here. Both players still sitting at 2. I mean, they did find Charge, or Kipp found Charge, and Ace finding Ice, but, you know, that's not a beam combination you really want to be killing Ridley or Mother Brain with.
Yeah, we do know that Ridley's going to be in Lower Norfair, so don't have to like plan for that fight right now. Hello, Lower Norfair.
Speaking of Lower Norfair, right there.
But like Kipp could go through Lower Norfair with what he has, but maybe because of that ammo count, actually wouldn't want to do that at this point in time. It is out of logic and might have better things to do first, but like it is a play that might be cut off because of that ammo issue.
Yeah, that would be, with just Charge Beam, be many shots on Ridley, even with 3510. And, you know, you expect to find some ammo on the way, but, you know, every time you expect to find it, what you find are power bombs and missiles and no supers, and then you feel bad. Wreck Ship, much easier fight here than Lower Norfair.
Yep, that show us another 2-rand Fountain. This time for sure. Wreck Ship has 4 major items and one of them speed locked. So decent density, but it does take a while to clear out. And this whole area is out of logic because it's behind the tube. So you need either high jump or gravity to get here, and gravity is one of the items Kipp is looking for go mode. On this front entrance, you need high jump gravity because it's the tube, and then for the back entrance to the wreck ship, just with all the water there, you need high jump gravity to come from that side too. So definitely locked.
Interesting. Of course, that doesn't mean gravity can't be here. We could be obviously finding high jump somewhere else, gravity here, but I wasn't aware of that logic. I guess that makes sense. This time the third round Phantom not providing Kipp the fast, unfortunately. But does finish him off with a third round mid. Meanwhile, AceZer0 finding Business Center, which is also, well, I guess he was already in Upper Norfair, but lots more majors here to check. A lot of good density in Business Center.
Yeah, Upper Norfair with the 5 items. Ace now getting the last one, just a reserve tank.
So it hasn't really. There was ice at Wave was really the only item in Upper Norfair that was really worthwhile.
Yeah, it was Ice and Spring Ball, so the Suitless Meridia set. But now it's time for Ace to check more of the area transitions branching off up here as Kipp sees the first major item in Wreck Ship, which is right side supers, and it's an E-tank. So Kipp also has the E-tank location and the gravity suit location that can be reached. And the reserve tank can be seen but not picked up. And that's another super pack. Super packs are still really valuable at this point.
That, by the way, that jump into Kraid's mouth there by AceZer0 with just speed is super annoying. And the way you can kind of time it is if you run past the 2 vertical lines there that are in the background, and then jump just after them, then you can get through there. But your jumping trajectory is really thrown off by having just speed and not high jump.
We did see Kipp do a sponge bath bomb jump, which is a tricky trick. Another way he could have gotten up is using speed to gain jump height while running through the water, but I think doesn't have speed equipped right now. Because jumping into Wreck Ship from West Ocean is harder when you have speed and no high jump, as you were saying.
Rewarded with a reserve.
Yep, so fast start to the seed. Slowing down a little bit here. These are decently dense areas too for major. So just have to see where the progression picks up again. Oh, they have speed booster. I've been talking like they didn't.
And it looks like Kipp is bailing on the top of Wreck Ship checks.
Yeah, that's a decision. Probably comes back to this being a high jump or gravity locked area. But it is a skip of 2 majors that Ace can end up checking later.
Yeah, I think I agree with Nevdi. There's so much. He hasn't checked really any of Upper Norfair. He didn't check any of Bubble Mountain. Does find Turian, and it's actually not that far out of the way if these Upper Norfair checks end up being unfruitful. That he can go through and check Wreck Ship anyway.
Yeah. It is showing that the order that you find areas can influence your decision making. Like Ace has already cleared out all of Upper Norfair already before getting to Wreck Ship.
Yeah, I would expect Ace to full clear Wreck Ship when he gets there. Although I guess it's I don't know, it's technically still out of logic, so we're still looking for that high jump or gravity that would put it in logic too.
Yep. and high jump or gravity, also putting the front of lower Norfair in logic that we've seen already.
Of course, both of our runners just spit in the face of logic and say, "What do you mean? What do you mean? I need a high jump or spring ball, or sorry, high jump or gravity? I'll just jump up and down. It'll be fine."
They're perfectly fine coming here for this boss kill. And also perfectly able to get the majors here from Wreck Ship. It's just, what if the item isn't here? Because there's a lower chance that gravity's going to be up there.
And Kipp remembering to turn on speed booster. So if you can make it down here with speed booster off, but if you forget to turn it back on, when you come out of that room, the lava will rise, and you will suddenly remember that you have speed booster and have not re-equipped it.
You asked earlier if it was hard to run 2 full area seeds back to back, and I'm having a harder time with this.
Oh, good. I don't feel so bad then. So what is the next? I mean, I guess it depends what Ace finds in Wreck Ship, but even as you said, like there is this Wreck Ship is out of logic. So what is the connection that has the logical progression? Is there another connection in Norfair that we haven't seen?
I believe we've seen... I'm not sure if we've seen top of the elevator, top of business center. Then there's top of Red Tower. I don't think we've seen either.
We saw Craig's mouth because AceZer0 went in there, and I believe that was Meridia, East Meridia. I don't remember what was on the left side of that elevator. High jump could be a gauntlet. That's true. Nobody did the gauntlet check.
Right. They were able to get back to criteria with all these nice quality of life items for checking gauntlet, but didn't go that way. But this is 27 minutes in. They have a suit. They have 2 boss kills each, so going much better than the last seed. And Ace is going to show off this save room before going to the E-tank check. Gonna reset this reserve tank. Actually picks no. If you pick no, you have to reload the room.
Or just choose not to save.
Okay, looks like changing his mind. Going to the top 2 check. And these are checks that Kipp skipped. So something big here would really help Ace out. Like, gravity would be like the biggest find, but even if it's high jump, then that would help you narrow down where gravity would be.
X-ray is not really what you're looking for at this point, unfortunately. I wonder if that will cause him to skip the bowling item, knowing that... nope. He is going to go do bowling.
And after bowling, going to be put like outside of the ship. So going back for the E-tank will take even longer from here. We conceivably skip that location. Having some trouble with the Nova.
I was like Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets there.
Dodging explosions. Just run out of the way and you don't die.
It's a reserve. Well, those top of wreck ship checks did not cause Kipp any pain. Just X-ray in a reserve. Ace now going to go check that E-tank location. Unfortunately, I believe, was that another reserve or an E-tank? Maybe.
Pretty sure it's a reserve over here. So, wreck ship, pretty bad for items.
It did have some supers, so there's that.
I'm not sure Ace even picked up those supers.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either, but I did see them.
Ace does have charge beam plus another beam before coming here, so probably doesn't feel the need for ammo.
Yeah, and Kipp checking these top of business center portals, finding Meridia. Nothing they can, nothing that he can do there right now.
That's two Meridias. It could take a fall through West Meridia. Might be a faster way back, and maybe haven't checked the map transition yet.
And that is exactly what Kipp's doing. Good call.
And it is possible to check Mama Turtle and get out with just Spring Ball. And he's setting up to go over there. So we're going to get an out of logic Mama Turtle check.
Oh, that was such a cool exit from wreck ship by AceZer0 until he bonked way up on the stuff. But it's just wave beam. Wave beam, nice enough to want for sure, but
this shows Kipp's confidence in the spring ball jump out of this area. Pretty hard to do. So something he must have practiced.
Hey, wave beam is great. Actually, I kind of agree that wave beam's probably underrated. It adds a lot more damage than what people picture for it. You should definitely pick up wave beam.
Yeah, wave beam's the best. Okay, so you need a spring ball jump up to get to the little ledge on the left here. And then you have to do a special kind of spring ball jump from there to get to the ledge on the right.
It looks like Kipp has just decided spring ball jumps without high jump, not worth it, not for wave. If he really wants it, he can come back for it.
Yeah, knows where it is. It is big damage if he doesn't find any other beams by the time he just wants to come back. Oh!
Did he never save? It looks like he never saved, and so he is all the way back at the ship.
Yeah, that's a full reset. That's like 30 minutes lost right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's really unfortunate.
Well, on Kip's side, we're going to see him go real fast and cut as many corners as possible. So that'll be a sight.
And there's gravity at Croc. Yeah, he does have a ton of knowledge about where everything is. And so obviously, while he lost 33 minutes of progress, it will not take him 33 minutes to get back where he was. But that's definitely a very jarring event to have happen.
Yeah, absolutely feeling terrible after making a mistake like that. But then Ace over here is in go mode now, that gravity find at Croc. So Ace needs mostly the area transmission information. This is Lower Norfair, I think. And just go through, kill the bosses, and probably pick up some more, like, super missiles or a beam. That's way to finish out the seed.
Yeah, Nifty does make a good point, and it's obviously incredibly hard to tell, like, because we'll never see how it would have played out. But Ace finding gravity there does likely kind of put him in the lead, even if Kipp hadn't had to reset out of Mama Turtle. But unfortunately, we will never know. What we will find out is how fast Kipp can route the beginning of this seed now that he knows where everything is.
Like, Kipp already found Varia and Charge Beam, as well as Ice Beam, it's worth mentioning. Can go pretty fast just to those items and doesn't need to pick up too many miners. Like, there's a lot of the large areas that can be skipped. So many E-tanks were seen early on.
Yep, and especially knowing that Mama Turtle's, nothing. He doesn't have to worry about kind of routing those checks. But unfortunately, he's playing catch up to AceZer0, which who doesn't have to do any of that. He's got everything. He's just going to be going forward here.
AceZer0 in worst room of the game can do a spring ball jump to get up. Gets it nicely. Doing spring ball jumps off the wall, a little bit tricky, but they both practice that a ton. And Ozolius could have backed it up with morph ball jumps.
I do wonder if some of that race back-to-back fatigue or confusion is at play here, where Kipp confused his saves that he had with ones in race 1.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. Like, they're both full area. You take kind of random saves while playing these modes.
That's high jump boots is a nice find for Ace. Definitely makes movement a lot more fluid once you have speed and everything. His loadout now is essentially, aside from beams, he's got all the movement items for any percent that you would want.
High jump definitely gonna speed up the end of this for Ace. The whole rest of the seed. Doesn't have enough supers plus missiles for Ridley, so I'm gonna have to add in probably power bombs. But charge ice shots would work too. And it has enough E-tanks that it's a pretty safe fight. Oh, there's a super pack, so supers plus regular missiles is gonna be enough to kill Ridley.
Yeah, and you can always supplement with power bombs or finish him off with some charge ice.
Yeah, refilling on regular missiles is actually kind of hard to do in this part of Lower Norfair.
That's true. But please refill on supers here. Supers are so good on Ridley. It is almost never a time lost to farm up supers before Ridley in a randomizer.
Super is worth like 7 charge shots right now.
Yeah, about that.
Doesn't really have a great way to farm, so I guess we're gonna see Ace jump into these bugs with screw attack over and over.
He does have bombs. He could use bombs to farm. I know some people do that. But
Yeah,
this is
that's
super awkward. I do agree.
bombs are, I think, the fastest way to farm here, but very hard to do consistently. Ice Beam is adding damage to better kill the Zebs, but then it's also freezing them, giving them an extra hit before they die. So Kipp coming through Pink Brinstar now. Gonna pick up Speed Booster and head out. Wavegate was an E-Tank, so maybe Kipp doesn't remember all the item locations. That is something that happens. It's like, once you get the item, there's no reason to remember where you got it. I'd also just want an E-Tank. But then, does that mean Kipp has a plan for that E-Tank? Like, I could see a trip into Lower Norfair from Kipp's side. Although it'd be a low ice Ridley fight, wouldn't it? Oh, he's just happy taking that fight.
I mean, he can certainly do that fight, but I can't imagine it would be faster than picking up some of the supers that he knows where they are.
Yep, for Ace is going to be pretty easy escape out of here. It's all the movement items, bomb, screw attack. Screw attack making key hunters pretty trivial. Fire Fleas is a major, and there's a couple minors, since Ace is still looking for better damage from Mother Brain. But could opt to pass on those. There's still more major checks coming up that could be beams.
Yeah, and there's honestly not a lot left that isn't beams. They've seen a ton of E-tanks. He knows where X-ray is. You know, and I doesn't know where Wave is, but either Spazer or Plasma would make the Mother Brain fight a lot more manageable.
I need to check Fire Fleas before the Ridley fight. It actually, a beam there would have helped a ton. Or he was a little short on ammo.
That's where high jump was.
Right. And here's a great place to use high jump. Otherwise, would have been gravity jumping.
And that was way faster than gravity jumping.
It's like we're getting a skip on Wave Beam from Ace. Wave really would have been enough damage to finish the seed with. Ice Wave's decently strong.
That's not where Ace wants to go. Wait a minute.
Yep. Ace hit go mode before knowing all the area transitions, so still has to fill in the map. We're still looking for East Meridia right now to get that last boss kill. And that was the Kraid Mouth had our East Meridia. And look at
Yeah, and
that.
Ace has seen that, so maybe he... Oh, okay. This is what he was looking for, I think.
And they've already seen Torian at the bottom of Red Brinstar. So this is enough map information.
You know, I wonder if Kipp now will full clear wreck ship. He's got a lot more information than the last time he was here about what is where, and some things that he doesn't know is what those two items are.
I feel like there's no other reason to come here. You could put off wreck ship until last if you don't want the items here. Yeah, Charge Ice Batoon is pretty slow.
He could be using ice shields. Just saying. I'm sure those are very easy to hit with Batoon's hitbox.
Very easy to hit, not easy to do damage.
Oh, there you go. It's true. And there you go, the last charge ice shot. Goodbye, Sneck. We will see you later. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong screen. That was a while ago.
It's an E-Tank at Batoon E-Tank location.
Yeah, it looks like Ace recognized that he didn't quite get the needed ledge grab for full halfy, but transitioned into a halfy, half-halfy, normal halfy, and did make that up a little bit there.
Then this Dragon fight, it's gonna be mostly using Speed Booster to get the damage in after blowing these turrets with all of his missiles. I can go for the low ice style fight, but that is also really slow.
It is fun though. I mean, you can do some just pseudo screws into Dragon, some ice shields.
Pseudo screws. I think you have to take off screw attack for that.
Oh, true. I forgot he had screw attack.
Yep. And the number we're watching is Ace's health as he does these sparks through Dragon.
That chain damage at the end of Dragon is no joke and can take a lot off.
Doing full room sparks burns some extra health. Every hit loses a good chunk of health.
Ooh, all right. Had 76 extra health. 77 extra health? 70, I don't know. Math. He's good. Got through there. And plasma is a fantastic item for him to find here. That's like, cool, we're good. I don't need to worry about finding any other beams or any other ammo. I've got ice and plasma. Let's go finish this.
That definitely the best item that could have been there for Ace. But from here, back to Red Tower for that Torian entrance at the bottom.
And Kipp is going to, making this play make sense. It's going to be unfortunate. It's going to just put him further behind here. I believe at the bottom here was a reserve, and then we had a X-ray at the normal reserve location.
Yeah, like Ace was already sad to see these, but Kipp gonna be doubly so.
Kept finding humor in the X-ray scope at the reserve location. Meanwhile, AceZer0, the picture of focus as he goes through these rooms that I can't ever remember.
These Forgotten Highway rooms. Not sure if they have individual names.
Yeah, that was the joke.
But we're thinking this comes out to Wreck Ship, back of Wreck Ship.
Which,
And
a vanilla transition, if I'm not mistaken.
right, full experience, Forgotten Highway. And then in front of Wreck Ship is going to be the Red Brinstar Tube, and that's right next to where the Torian entrance is. So it seems like a pretty good route. Definitely hard to tell, like the best route at any point with full area randomizer. It's hard enough to tell where things are, but then to find the best way from a shuffled map, it's a challenge. That's a
Very nice high jumpless lava dive by Kipp. Super consistent at that.
yeah, pulled that off really well. I'm gonna find down here a Ridley boss kill and high jump boots. Boss kills are nice, but not gonna lead towards that gravity suit, which is what he really wants. And also pulling off a Green Gate glitch. Nice and fast.
Grapple. Well, there's grapple, I guess. Uh, yeah, barring any large mistakes here from AceZer0, the good news is we are going to be getting a game three. Now they did not have game three scheduled for tonight, uh, just due to availability. So they are likely going to be scheduling that for sometime tomorrow.
These teas definitely have the potential to go on pretty long.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, I'm not cursing anything, but I think I'm in the clear here. Yeah, I do believe interviews happen after the entire series is done, so I don't believe we'll be doing interviews after this game, but somebody can chime in if that's more spoilers. If game three is needed, it will likely be tomorrow. Match isn't over yet.
Yeah, we have to watch Ace's execution, see how well he can pull off the story and working his way through the baby skip right now.
That is a lot of jumps, but go gets it. Nicely done. The old 17 jump baby skip with a nice amount of health.
That's what happens when you don't have the wave beam. Wave makes that much easier, faster. Also, no wave for Zeb skips. Gotta shoot from below.
And there is Kipp picking up his high jump boots. That does give him logical access to Rex ship now.
As he finds out where the back of this Floor Norfair leads, then yeah. There's high jump to this lava dive, not in logic. But we saw that comes out um, Meridian map area, that transition. I feel like it's possible to take a one-way fall down there, get high jump, and be expected to live. Especially when you can exit at the front of Lower Norfair. Oh, right. Where it is the Meridian map up there, a high jump isn't enough to get out. He's gonna have to exit out the front.
I have a feeling he will probably not have to worry about doing that. I imagine Ace will likely finish prior to him getting that far. And I think at this point I feel pretty safe to say that any bad things are out of the realm of possibility at this point for Ace.
Ace not going for the stand-up glitch. It's kind of the last thing where things can go catastrophically wrong. So pretty in the clear from here. Let's do the hyper beam fight and run through the escape.
I'm gonna open up this Ridley fight with power bombs. You can basically kind of like lock Ridley into this little flying around pattern with these power bombs and get a lot of hits in pretty easily with them if you want to buffer the amount of ammo you use.
The low ice style Ridley fight is slow with ice beam shots, but having no ice, even worse.
Yeah, it is a without ammo, it would be a 300 shot fight with just charge beam. Yeah, low speed just sounds like masochistic to me. I like low percent ice, but I can't even bring myself to run low percent speed. But that was a very clean Ridley fight.
Yep, really well done. Mix those power bombs in well. Now we get to watch Ace's escape as a nice high jump and speed booster escape. So, pretty standard. This is what you've practiced. Just execute.
I guarantee you that every door transition that Ace goes through, he's looking over at the race room. Anything in the race room? Nope. Okay. Spark through door transition, look in the race room. Every escape I've ever been in any randomizer or Super Metroid tournament, like you always feel like the other person is just about to type done. At least I do.
Here we have Ace entering the Kirby ship. So winning the race is going to be a finish time of 1:01:06. And shortly after, Kipp going to take a forfeit. And put an end to tonight's matches.
GG both runners, and we are going to do some interviews here. We've got a little bit of time. Are joined by none other than Kipp and AceZer0. GG to both of you. Those are some excellent races.
Yeah, GG. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where we're interviewing without the series being over. I kind of feel like this is like a wrestling promo. Ace, do you think we should make up some smack talk here?
I mean, yeah, I think we have to. GG's though. This I'm really surprised to have won. I mean, obviously I knew that I could win if things broke my way in a race. Unfortunate that it sounds like it was a really lopsided one and something unfortunate we had to reset all your progress.
Yeah, you know, there really isn't too much of an excuse that I can offer. Number one, the first problem was I just wasn't thinking about not having high jump boots. And then once I got down there, I think you could probably get out. Like I'm sure Aussie could tell me maybe if I did a bunch of spring ball jumps, I could get out. But I thought that I had a save back at Bubble, but I was thinking of the previous seed. And so without even thinking about it at all, I just hit the reset button. I was like, it's okay. You know, I'll just lose a little bit of time. And yeah, it reset me back to ship. So I don't really have anybody to blame there but myself. But I kind of felt like my run that time wasn't going super hot. So I don't know. How close was it when I reset, Austin Rumble?
It was an interesting time. You weren't significantly far apart, I don't think, and it's hard to tell because right around that time that you were resetting, Ace had just found gravity at Croc.
Okay, and where was Croc?
I don't remember what the portal was to get to Croc.
I also forget, since once I got gravity, I left and never had to remember what the location was.
Yeah, I never found it. Was it Meridia Escape, maybe?
Oh yeah, it was the top of Red Tower.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the only one in Red Tower that I didn't have. But anyway, yeah, so that one was 100% on me in terms of the second one. I am actually very interested to go back and watch the first race, just because that one was kind of put me, I guess both of us, in a situation that I hadn't really played a seed quite like that, so it was kind of fun. But I thought there was a pretty good chance I was going to lose that one too. But how close were you on that one?
I think that one was probably more lopsided than you're thinking. I had a lot of trouble the first one with the like trying to get the speed out of Cathedral, and then I died trying to get that, and then I tried to like because I died scouting and I wasn't sure if I needed to get it, and then I went to grab it and leave, and I died again, and then I was like, well, I'll just reset and check some other portals and come back to Upper Norfair with more health or various suits somewhere, and then obviously that wasn't really an option, so I came back and then like skipped over it again to check the portals like on the like business center or sorry Bull Mountain side of Upper Norfair, and it was just I lost a lot of time, and I did some suitless Meridia stuff too. Like I went all the way down to like the crab hole and had to reset that, and it just it ended up eating a lot of time on me early. So I don't think that one was close. Even
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not sure what you think.
Ace, I think you were coming out of Dragon. You killed Kraid first on the way in, and then killed Dragon as your last boss, and were coming out when Kipp was finishing up. You were both really taunted by that speed. Honestly, like that is such a cruel joke. So few E tanks, and by the way, here's a movement item that you really want. And then I think both of you cleared basically everything else before going back for it. And kind of, I assume at the time you probably knew like, okay, this is speed, and this has to get the last item in Pink Brinstar, which is speed waterway, which has to have progression, and like it's just this very strange seed, and it would have been it would be interesting to compare like if somebody was able to get that on their first trip through Norfair, because neither of you were able to do so, how much that would have affected the seed, because it would have been pretty significant.
Actually, if you don't mind, Ace, now that the strategic part of our picks is like, out of the way, and tomorrow is just going to be random setting. Just out of curiosity, like, was there any kind of method behind picking week one?
Yeah, I mean, so I think my favorite seed like to watch in races and or even me racing like was week 6, but I think that's tends to be more linear a little bit. Like light areas a bit more straightforward, and I think that gives you a better movement advantage. So I obviously felt like I had to pick area against you, Kipp, to have a chance, and probably I don't know boss shuffle. I think it's like there's things I forget about boss shuffle, like I don't necessarily factor in or always make the best decisions. So like kind of to balance that out without getting if you throw all the randomness in there, obviously like some of that might trip me up too. So I wanted to pick something that I felt comfortable with. So I thought
Gotcha.
full countdown rando boss shuffle would be good, and that seed was not it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think we've talked a little bit about it. I've been very happy with full countdown, not really because I think I'm very good at it. I still haven't played a ton of seeds. Like usually during some of these tournaments, if I can, I will just be slamming seeds like, during practice. But during the first portions of the tournament, I was doing a lot of the Link to the Past mentor tournament. And then this past week, school and work got back started for me. So, I like full countdown, but I am very far away from being someone I would consider is, like a veteran, if you will. I feel a lot better, to be honest, about major minor, especially with area. And somebody put up the stat earlier, and it's true. I think I'm 0-3 in this tournament in the major minors. So I have won every race except for the ones that are major minor, I think. So maybe I'm on a bad streak, or maybe I'm not quite as skilled in it as I would have liked to have thought. But yeah, I'm curious to see what we get tomorrow. No matter what it is, it'll be a lot of fun. I think we still have 2 full countdowns in, but they're both random start. There's 2 Chozo and I think 1 major minor left, if I'm correct.
That sounds correct. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I was really happy I won the first race, because I was like, okay, well, I've got some leeway if I make a mistake. But yeah, I think it's exciting that we're going to game 3, and I'm not super surprised. Ace, I think you've been playing really well, and I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, and on that note, by the way, I don't know if we've announced the time or if it's up yet, but race 3 is tomorrow at noon. I'll just say noon Eastern. So come back here for game 3, see who can take this match home and move on to the round of 8.
Yeah, tomorrow at noon, I'm going to put it on the schedule here in a little bit. We're trying to get it done so that we don't overlap any of the other good races tomorrow. So, but anyway, Aussie, Rumble, thank y'all so much for doing the commentary, and a big shout out to co-organizer Balthasar for doing the tracking. Ace GG, it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to Game 3 tomorrow.
Thanks. Yeah, same. I just want to echo all that stuff as well. And I guess if I won one, maybe I can win another one. We'll see. Looking forward to whatever happens.
Hey, in this tournament with these 16 runners, I think any given Sunday, right? Like I think any runner can take a match, and I'm looking forward to watching. It's going to be super hype. And let's not forget, by the way, all of the other good races that are coming up. Let me get the schedule here and call those out quick so that we
Yeah,
can,
while you're doing that, Rumble, I've been saying this like all tournament long, and I feel like even the first round has proven me to be correct. I'm going to get on my organizer high horse for just a minute. I really believe that these playoffs are completely wide open. I think any player in the playoffs can legitimately win the championship, and anything can happen. It's really difficult, a combination of seeds, having to win 2, and then on top of that, like, you sometimes can have seed bleed and all that jazz. So I'm not surprised at all to see some of the results that we've seen, but I'm excited, man. This whole playoff, no matter what ends up happening, as a fan, like not even as a runner, but just as a fan who wants to watch, I think every single race is wide open. So I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. So coming up tomorrow, we have a Sunday packed day. This match 3 will kick it off at noon, probably 12:10 to be clear, because there's a 10-minute delay. And then starting at 2:10 is the full 3-game match of AceZer0 versus Bressingham. And immediately following that, starting at 5:10 is MM2 Nest Cartridge versus Derp. So come get your fill of multi-category Super Metroid Randomizer, because there's just a ton of it tomorrow. All afternoon, pop a bowl of popcorn, pour a soda, enjoy your afternoon. All right. Any other shout outs, last words before you all retire to your homes and practice and plan and game plan for this epic Game 3 tomorrow? Cool. I'll take that as a no. Fantastic. Thank you both for running. GG. Thank you, Aussie, so much for commentating with me. And thank you, Balthazar, for tracking, because without trackers, like, this would be literally impossible. I am Rumblemans, by the way, and I've really enjoyed doing commentary. Aussie, I'll let you sign us off.
Sure thing, Rumble. So this has been Super Metroid Randomizer Multi-Category Tournament 2022. We're into the playoffs, ending off the first round of playoffs, round of 16, tomorrow. So that'll be the time to tune in for more races between these amazing runners. This will be it for tonight, however. So I've been Aussie. Rumblements has been with me, doing a fantastic job. And then also want to shout out Balthazar for the job of tracking. And with that, I guess we're done. So good night.